Imagine feeling your heart race after a simple walk to the kitchen or noticing it pound in your chest when you're lying down at night. These moments can be unsettling. Are they signs of a deeper problem, or just everyday fluctuations? Your heart rate says a lot about your health, and understanding its patterns could be the key to preventing serious complications. Section 1. What's a normal heart rate? Most of us have heard that a heart rate should be between 60 and 100 beats per minute, BPM. But is that true for everyone? Well, it depends. Our bodies are unique, and factors like age, fitness level, and even emotions can affect what's normal for us. For example, an elite athlete might have a heart rate as low as 40 BPM. That's totally healthy for them. During pregnancy, a woman's heart rate naturally rises to support the growing baby. Knowing your personal normal can help you understand when your heart rate might be signaling a need for attention. Section 2. Why does your heart rate change? Our heart rate isn't set in stone. It fluctuates constantly to meet our body's needs. When you exercise, your muscles crave more oxygen, so your heart has to pump faster to deliver it. When you sleep, your heart slows down, allowing your body to rest and recover. Other times, things like stress, anxiety, or even having a fever can cause spikes in heart rate. These fluctuations are completely natural. But if you find your heart rate creeping up, or dipping down, outside of these normal circumstances, it might be time to pay closer attention. Section 3. When should you worry? So, what counts as too high or too low, and when should you take action? A heart rate above 100 BPM, known as tachycardia, can sometimes signal issues with the heart or cardiovascular system. If you notice this without a clear cause, it may be worth a checkup. On the flip side, a heart rate below 60 BPM isn't always concerning. But if it comes with symptoms like dizziness or fainting, it could indicate something more serious, such as a heart condition or even sepsis. Here's a quick checklist. If your resting heart rate is consistently above 100 BPM, it's wise to talk to your doctor. If it's below 60 BPM and you feel lightheaded, or experience other unusual symptoms, don't ignore it. Section 4. The effects of exercise on your heart rate. When you're active, it's normal for your heart rate to rise. In fact, monitoring your heart rate can be a great way to track how hard you're working. There are target heart rate zones for exercise that vary based on your age and fitness level. For most people, their heart rate during moderate intensity exercise should be about 50–70% of their maximum heart rate. Your maximum heart rate can be roughly estimated by subtracting your age from 220. For example, if you're 30 years old, your maximum heart rate would be around 190 BPM. And during vigorous exercise, aiming for about 70–85% of that number is safe and effective. Keep in mind, if your heart rate goes above your maximum, it's not always an emergency. But pushing too far, too fast, without regular training can put unnecessary stress on your heart. Section 5. What about your heart rate while you sleep? Did you know that sleep is when your heart rate drops to its lowest? This is the time when your heart can rest and recover. Most people's sleeping heart rate is on the lower end of the normal range, often even below 60 BPM. If you wake up and notice your heart rate is faster, it's just your body gradually preparing for the day. If you're wearing a fitness tracker, you might even notice your heart rate changing as you go through different stages of sleep. Deep sleep often brings the slowest heart rates, while REM sleep can cause it to fluctuate. So, if you're tracking your heart rate and see these patterns, it's typically a sign of a healthy sleep cycle. Section 6. Children's heart rates. What's normal for them? Kids aren't just mini adults, they have different heart rate patterns. Children, especially infants and toddlers, tend to have higher heart rates than adults. As they grow, their heart rate will gradually slow down. For young children, it's common to see rates well above 100 BPM at rest. Just like adults, their heart rate also goes up with fever, stress, or activity. If your child's heart rate seems unusually high or low, a pediatrician can help determine if there's an underlying issue. But remember, children's hearts beat faster naturally. So unless there are other concerning symptoms, it's often not a reason to worry. Section 7. High heart rate. What are the causes? Several things can cause a high heart rate. Some are obvious, like physical activity or a heated argument. Others are less obvious, like dehydration or certain medications. Even worrying about your heart rate can cause it to rise. If you're trying to calm your heart rate, some slow, deep breaths can be very effective. In situations where your heart rate increases without any clear cause, try to identify what might be behind it. Sometimes, addressing the cause, like drinking water if you're dehydrated, can bring it back down. Section 8. Low heart rate. When is it a problem? Generally, a low heart rate is a sign of good heart health. But if it's accompanied by symptoms like dizziness, fatigue, or fainting, it could indicate an underlying problem. Conditions like bradycardia, or a slow heart rate, can sometimes be caused by issues in the heart's electrical system. Certain medications may also cause your heart rate to slow. If you or someone else has a low heart rate along with symptoms like confusion, severe fatigue, or fainting, medical attention may be necessary. And if you're on medication that's causing this, it might be worth discussing other options with your doctor. Section 9. Managing and monitoring your heart rate. Getting to know your heart rate can be empowering. By taking regular measurements, you'll develop a sense of what's normal for you and what's not. Many people find that using a wearable device, like a fitness tracker, helps them monitor their heart rate at different times of day, like during exercise, sleep, or even moments of stress. A few tips for monitoring: take measurements at the same time each day to get a consistent picture. Track your heart rate during different activities to see how it varies. Notice how you feel when your heart rate is higher or lower than usual. If you notice unusual patterns or a sudden change, it could be a sign to check in with your doctor. Section 10. What to do when heart rate changes seem unusual. If you find yourself with a heart rate that doesn't feel right, don't panic. Here are a few things you can try at home. The Valsalva maneuver: hold your breath and bear down, like you're trying to blow up a balloon. This can sometimes help slow down a high heart rate. Relaxation exercises: try deep breathing, meditation, or even a gentle walk to help bring down a high heart rate. Hydration: sometimes, dehydration can make your heart beat faster. Drinking water can help bring it back down. But if these don't work and your heart rate stays elevated or keeps dropping too low, consult a healthcare provider. Conclusion: your heart rate is one of the clearest signals your body sends about your health. By paying attention to it and understanding the patterns, you can take control of your well-being and catch potential issues early. Remember, a momentary change in heart rate isn't usually a cause for alarm. But when in doubt, it's always best to consult a medical professional. Your heart works hard every day. Listening to it can help keep you healthier, longer.